Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. We often think of essential oils as something to be used in massage blends or beauty products, but they can also be used to help you feel cool in hot weather. Mint oils especially can trick the brain's cold receptors into feeling cooler because they contain something called menthol. So oils such as peppermint, spearmint and eucalyptus, for example, give a cooling feeling. There are also citrus oils which can bring a zesty scent to a room that's got sort of that heavy, stale feeling from the heat, and it can really lift the room. Lavender can also be used to calm skin that's been overexposed or sun-kissed. So how can we use these ideas, these essential oils, in practice? So I've got a few things that I'd like to demonstrate and go through with you that I use myself to help when things get really hot. So the first thing I'm going to demonstrate is a mist. So a mist spray. And some of these ideas are really simple, but they really work. So I've got some distilled water in what is essentially a travel bottle. Now I do like these, but obviously you can use glass ones as well if you wish to not use plastic. But into the distilled water, I like to put a couple of drops of peppermint. It's a wonderful cooling smell already. Couple of drops of that, so that's your peppermint. And then I like to add lavender in, so I think 3 drops of lavender as well. Lavender's very comforting. I find the smell works well with the peppermint. That's lovely already. And then the idea is that you would put this onto your pulse point areas. Obviously, if you've got the smaller bottles, you can put those in a pocket or a bag, but they are useful. Now, the only thing to be wary of is because you've got essential oils in here, don't spray them near your eyes. I tend to do this and then dab it on my temporal pulse point there, but you can spray it on the back of your neck or the sides, and it is quite refreshing to. Oh, that is nice actually and cooling. It's very warm in the UK today, so that's a general idea, just a cooling spray. Obviously have something to hand like a paper towel if it gets too much, but just a little bit of the spray will help that, and the smell is wonderful as well. So that's your spray mist. Now you could use a slightly larger bottle and use that as a room spray as well. That would work, similar to the citrus ones I talked to you about earlier. So another idea, and you've heard me talk about pulse point roller balls before. So I thought it would be a good idea, just as a reminder, that these roller balls you can purchase quite cheaply, or if you've got an old one, if you rinse it out very carefully and make sure there's nothing left in it, then you can actually reuse them. Better off with the glass bottles in this one. And what I tend to do is just take the tops off. Now, I happen to have one of these wonderful tools that does this a little bit more easily. And I would suggest these 10 milliliter bottles are quite useful because you can put them into your pocket or a bag. And into that, if you carefully put your carrier oil first, leave a little gap at the top because your roller ball has to go into the top there. So into that, I would put one of these mint essential oils. Now we've already used peppermint, so I'm going to use eucalyptus here. And I would put about 5 drops in there directly into the roll. Sorry, such a stop and count then. 5 drops of that would be enough. And the smells lovely. That's eucalyptus has got a really clearing smell to it, which is wonderful. So you pop that in and then make sure that you loosen it. And if you shake it to get the oil towards the top, and you can use that as a roller ball on your pulse points, and then you can use it on your temporal pulse points as well, because obviously it's not going to roll down like the spray would, but I find it very cooling on my neck as well. And the beauty of making your own is you can pick and choose what oils you have in there. So I prefer to do that. I have bought off the shelf ones before thinking I would like them, and I just don't. So I tend to just pick and choose my own oils. Just to be a bit careful. Obviously, if you're doing anything with essential oils on a table, make sure it's well covered, because no matter how careful you are, essential oils tend to get everywhere. Okay, so that's my second idea, and I do use that quite a lot. Actually, I'm going to take my glasses off for this next demonstration. And this is a really simple cold compress idea, and sometimes some of the simplest ideas are the best. So get yourself a bowl of cold water, and you can add ice to this if you want to as well, to make it really, really cool. And literally just get hold of a flannel or a simple piece of muslin cloth will do, anything like that, and literally leave the flannel in there. And then you can choose an oil to put in there, and you only need a few drops. So I think we'll go back to the peppermint. I think 4 or 5 drops is plenty for that. And it's wafting up already. That's lovely. So you can leave that in for a little while, so the oil permeates into the flannel. And rinse that. And I just love putting this on the back of my neck. It's almost like an instant uplift. It's so cooling. And obviously a lot of people, if they're lying down, can pop that onto their foreheads as well. It's a traditional method. If you've got a headache, you may have come across it. It's very similar, but this is just to cool your body down. So that feels great. And obviously if you keep the bowl of ice water to one side. You can keep renewing that if you want to. That's one of my favourites, that one. Now, the other ones that I want to go through with you are using diffusers or oil burners. So this is a good way of making the atmosphere feel lighter and cooler, which seems to have a reaction to your understanding of coolness. So putting something into the atmosphere, your senses somehow change that into a cool feeling, which is good. So you've got a choice of two here, really. We've got an electronic demister, so a diffuser, which is a mister as well. So you literally pop that on and it starts to bring in that essential oil into the atmosphere. I've actually got peppermint in here, and it really just adds to that cool feeling that you get from the peppermint, which is lovely. So that's one method. Right, the other one, obviously some of those diffusers can be quite expensive, so a cheaper version can be just as effective, is an oil burner. So an oil burner has a similar impact. So let's go for the eucalyptus in that one. And it's fine because the diffuser's still going on over here. Actually, I'm just going to turn this off. But already you can see that the, or feel that the eucalyptus and the peppermint is working. So you literally just put a little tea light into there, and that will bring that eucalyptus smell into the room. And obviously an oil burner will keep going until the tea light is complete, but do watch out for little fingers going into there. So that's the downside of that, whereas obviously the electronic diffuser is all in one, so is covered for that. And that is something to bear in mind in terms of thinking about the safety side of using these essential oils in this way. So a couple of things to watch out for would be always follow the rules with essential oils, which is always dilute unless it's already diluted for you when you purchase it, but always dilute your essential oils into a carrier oil. The other thing to think of in terms of safety is with mint oils in particular, please keep them away from children and pets. They are quite volatile oils, so they need to be diluted when used. And also some of the citrus oils are photosensitive, so if you're about to go into the sun, it's probably not the best oil to put onto your skin. But apart from that, I really feel that some of these simple examples of how to use essential oils to help you feel cooler can really bring you some benefit in these times that we've got at the moment, where heat, even in areas such as the UK, are becoming much more prevalent, and heat waves in particular are making us feel very hot under the collar. So hopefully some of these ideas will really help you to feel cool. So stay safe in the heat, and thank you for watching.